if you can't remember your life, how did you write this book?
Okay, this was like a huge problem, like 2/3 of the way through writing the book. Because I had a book deal, they'd already given me a check, and they were like, and then I found out that I have this thing called severely deficient autobiographical memory, which sounds like a horrible diagnosis, but if you talk to the researcher, he's like, no, it's just the end of the normal human mnemonic spectrum. And then the other side is something called SDAM, which is highly superior autobiographical memory, which again sounds better, but there's really not a value judgment here. There's advantages and disadvantages to both. So people who are on the SDAM side of the memory spectrum you can be like, hey, what'd you do Tuesday, March 1st, 2003? And they will be able to tell you what they did that day, what they wore, the weather, it's nuts, right? They have all of these details in their brains. They have an incredible episodic memory. And what I have is a semantic memory. So my brain just stores things as stories, sometimes just concepts, but often in stories and words, right? So it's kind of easy to be a writer if your whole life is just already in words. And the advantage you can think of a lot of disadvantages for my side, which includes literally never knowing where my keys are, ever. And a possible disadvantage might be maybe you shouldn't be a memoirist. So I was like, okay, I'm going to bury this unless I get a good answer from my favorite, one of my neurologists. Well, one of the neurologists I was working with. And I said, well, anyway, it turns out, and actually a study just came out, that even though we don't remember much, what we do remember is usually right. So that's actually a good way to be a journalist because you don't want to make up something that didn't happen, but it's okay to forget the things that don't matter. And that is, so again, I have a very good high level summary of what's going on in my life or what's going on in something I'm writing about. And then the details I have to go dig up. And I have to go look back at my notes, at the photos, blah, blah, blah. But I can do that. And so the people with all the details actually feel like they're drowning in details and have trouble pulling the larger themes or meanings from the situation.